It's no secret that bullying happens within the K-pop industry, but I feel like it's not talked about too much. Yes, when there's a new scandal, everyone talks about it and everyone knows about it for like a week and then it's basically over. A lot of people just tune into the drama to hear the latest updates, but then when nothing is happening or it's over, people move on and don't have a serious discussion about it. In this video, I'll be talking about the different bullying rumors and scandals, even though I don't like you calling them that, in K-pop. It's important to keep in mind that I'm just making this video to have a discussion and for awareness. It's not to attack the victims of bullying or mock anyone or any group. This is just a video to remind fans that we might not know our favorite idols, and at least not as well as we think we do. I'm not saying you shouldn't like idols, I'm just saying that they should be held accountable. And I'm also asking people not to hold their idols to such insane standards. Just like you and me, idols are humans. And not all humans are amazing. Just like not all humans are horrible. I hope that makes sense, because I'm just starting to ramble. Let's just start right now. Just a slight trigger warning, I will be talking about, as I said, bullying, and also abuse, harassment, mental health, depression, self-harm, and suicide. So if any of these topics are hard for you to listen to, I would recommend that you maybe skip this one. Thank you. Since the beginning of K-pop, Sharp's Lee Jihye. Back in 1998, a group called Sharp was made, but not like most K-pop groups are formed today, and even back then. So Ji-young's family, one of the members of Sharp, had spent money to create the group and debuted. The group was co-ed, which was not seen often back then and still isn't today, honestly. The composer they picked to make their debut album was known for making songs with high vocal notes in them, so they added a very vocally talented girl, Lee Jihye, as the main vocal of the group. But Ji-young was jealous of her and angry because she wanted to have her friends in the group, and so the bullying started. So Ji-young bullied, threatened, and fought with Jihye the whole time the group was together. Ji-young's boyfriend, also in the group, joined in the bullying, slapping and threatening Jihye. Even Ji-young's mother abused Jihye, calling her names and pulling her by the hair. So Ji-young asked the company often to kick Jihye out of the group, but because of the popularity of the group at the time, the company refused, making Ji-young even more angry and more abusive towards Jihye. On October 8th, 2002, Sharp was getting ready to appear on Music Bank when Lee Jihye and So Ji-young got into a physical fight in an elevator at KBS. Ji-young had been calling Jihye names, cursing at her, and Jihye finally lost it, pushing Ji-young, and they started fighting each other in the elevator. The next day, So Ji-young's mother visited Lee Jihye and beat her up. Ji-young's dad cancelled Sharp's schedules the next day, saying that Lee Jihye had beaten Ji-young up unprovoked. There was a press conference held on the day after the KBS incident, and it was announced that the group would be disbanding. 2 years later, the two girls met again on a TV show, and Jihye tried to be nice and friendly to Ji-young despite everything she had went through, but Ji-young acted like she was the victim. So Ji-young tried to clean up her image later, acting like they were friends, but it was all fake. When Lee Jihye was hospitalized during a promotion of her song, So Ji-young visited her at the hospital with chrysanthemums, which is a flower associated with death or dead people. To this day, So Ji-young still acts like she's the victim. It wasn't until 2013 when the whole story of what went down in Sharp was revealed, when Lee Jihye went on an NBC show where she talked about the abuse in the group. Another member of the group, Jang Suk-hyun, who Lee Jihye is still good friends with till this day, also came on the show, talking about how he repeatedly begged the other members to stop the bullying. The rumor that ended a K-pop group, T-ARA. If you're an older K-pop fan, you might remember when this whole fiasco was unfolding. Just some info about the group. They debuted in 2009 with 6 members. They got a little popular later that year with their song Bo Peep Bo Peep, and then the group's future would forever change when Hwa Young joined the group. The group had a massive breakthrough with their song Roly Poly, an iconic K-pop song still to this day. T-ARA were on their way up, gaining a lot of fans and love And some Koreans even believed that they were gonna beat SNSD or Girls' Generation. So what happened? Well, back in 2012, T-ARA, due to major popularity, had been doing a lot of work in Japan as well as in Korea. And the first incident that started this whole drama happened on one of their concert dates of a Japanese concert. Hwa-young only performed one song with her group mates due to her leg injury. After the concert, one of the members went onto Twitter talking about determination and taking care of those around you. Hwa-young and her sister Hyo-young also sent out tweets talking about a bad person and how it just can be so much sometimes. Instantly, people thought there was some conflict between the group members and that other members of T-ARA were bullying Hwa-young. Just a few days later, it was announced that Hwa-young would be leaving T-ARA. But both members of T-ARA and Hwa-young herself said there had been no bullying. Yet the rest of the members had all been marked as bullies. Another member, Adam, ended up leaving the group due to personal reasons, but fans assumed that she was also a victim of the group's bullying. But she even said later herself that it was not related to that. So after those two members left, the rumors slowly died down, and T-ARA started promoting again and releasing songs like Sugar Free. But in 2017, Hwa-young and her sister came on a show called Taxi, and of course the bullying scandal resurfaced. In the show, she painted herself as the victim, but after the show aired, some former staff members of T-ARA started exposing the actual timeline of events. This is the timeline that multiple staff have confirmed actually happened that day in Japan. The day prior to the concert, Hwa-young had tripped and hurt her ankle. She went to the hospital with her manager, but they found that there was nothing wrong with her ankle. It wasn't broken. But the next day, when the manager picked up Hwa-young to go to the airport for the Japanese concert, Hwa-young came out wearing a cast on her leg, saying that she went to a different hospital with her dad and got a cast. But then she said that she could walk and even took the cast off. But when she appeared in the public, she asked for a wheelchair. She told her staff she wouldn't be able to perform, and so the girls started practicing at the concert venue without Hwa-young, not getting any sleep as they had to rearrange all the songs and redistribute the lines. After this whole fiasco happened, the girls actually made up after the Japanese concert. But then, Hwa-young's sister started butting in via text messages, calling one of the T-ARA members a stupid bitch. And that's basically what happened. But this incident sparked a major bullying controversy that damaged the group permanently, and they never got the same fame after that. Years of Torment, Mina from AOA. This is a more recent case, so a lot of you guys probably already know what happened, or at least a little bit about it, but I'm still gonna go over it as that is the theme of this video. Back in 2014, AOA had been doing super well, and they released another bop called Like a Cat. Mina, one of the members, was not seen often with the girls promoting because she had just lost her father from cancer after a long and hard battle. FNC, AOA's company, allowed Mina to take breaks from work to grieve her loss. This information will be important later, so keep it in mind. In mid-2019, Mina's contract with FNC finished, and she decided not to re-sign with them. And the company stated the reason was so she could focus on her acting career. From that point forward, AOA would continue to promote as 5 members. In July of 2020, Mina posted an upsetting DM that she had gotten on her Instagram and responded in the caption of the post to the Instagram DM. In the caption, she talked about how she was crying and an AOA member had told her that she was ruining the mood of the room. She also said that she had tried to take sleeping pills and end her own life because of this member. She then revealed that she didn't actually want to leave AOA, but left because she had gone through so much bullying for 10 years. Up until this point, she hadn't named any members, but that changed when she talked about the time that this member lost her own father. From that story, fans figure out that Mina had been talking about none other than the AOA's leader, Jimin. Without Mina directly naming anyone, Jimin herself went on Instagram and posted one word into her Instagram story, "소설," meaning fiction in English. She deleted her post, but it was too late. In response to Jimin's post, Mina posted a photo of her wrist all bloody, saying in the caption that she had more stories and evidence that would prove that Jimin was a bully. The day after this whole thing went down on Instagram, Jimin, along with other members of AOA, showed up at Mina's house. Jimin seemed angry at first, but calmed down, apologizing to Mina. Mina accepted the apology, but said that one day wasn't gonna make anything right after 10 years of bullying. Mina also hinted at other members of AOA being just as bad for standing with Jimin and not defending or helping Mina. FNC then later that same day announced that Jimin left AOA and the entertainment business overall. In August, Mina was hospitalized for self-harm, but she does seem to be doing better now, and her company keeps a close attention on her just to make sure that she's okay. Giving up, Sulli of FX. Now, you might hear that and think, well, Sulli wasn't bullied by her group mates. If anything, they loved Sulli. And you would be right. The group isn't the bully in this case. It's the fans and overall public that get that label in this case. Sulli was one of 5 members of FX, a very popular group back in the day. But Sulli was not a girl that wanted to pretend or act a certain way. She had always been open about topics like sexuality, mental illness, and feminism. She wasn't interested in fitting in the mold of a typical K-pop idol. But K-Nuts were not okay with this. It got so bad that back in 2014, Sulli had to take a break from the group, as some stating that Sulli was suffering mentally and physically due to all the hate and rumors that were being spread about her. She then quit the group in 2015. She was bullied and ridiculed online for basically everything she did. Her relationship, for not wearing a bra, and for doing a nude scene in a movie. Anything she did was criticized heavily by K-Nuts. She was slut-shamed, called a sex addict, but at the same time she would get sexually harassed by K-Nuts. She was attacked for posting about her friends, called embarrassing, asked if she was on drugs because she went braless, and so much more. There were other things said as well, saying she shouldn't be an idol, that she didn't deserve it, and that she should just kill herself. In October of 2017, Sulli took her own life.
Sulli was like a ball of joy. You know, she's always so cute, so rebellious, but, you know, always like, all right, let's do it. You know, she's quirky, and yeah, Sulli was great, and yeah, I miss her a lot right now. Sulli was always a very, like, she'll read a comment or she'll see something, really get hurt by it, but then get over it in within the next couple hours. I always just thought it was just like, man, these people just let her live, let her be an artist, let her be an actress, that's what art is, you know, it's expression. You can't expect the same thing from the same person constantly. But yeah, it was when I would see articles about the next, oh, what did Sulli do now or something, I was just like, why is this a big deal? This is just a girl just living her life. That's how I thought about it, at least.
Bullying in Korea is a huge issue. I don't understand why fans always get so shocked when idols open up about bullying. At least to me, it's not a surprise. These idols are always competing with each other, getting compared, and having clashing personalities. I'm going to be leaving a link in the description to a video by Ploopy that goes into this topic heavily. But bullying is a huge issue in Korea overall, so therefore it's a big issue in K-pop as well. If you've ever watched a K-drama, you've probably seen the stereotypical group of girls that bully the main character. When I used to watch these dramas, I would always laugh because it was such a big theme in K-dramas. But if you look into real statistics of bullying in South Korea, those K-dramas don't really lie. According to the Ministry of Education, Science and Technology, around 1 in 10 students in Korean primary and secondary school have experienced some sort of bullying from their peers. In 2012, 5.5 million students from elementary up to high school level answered a poll about bullying. In that poll, it was revealed that around 10% of those students had experienced bullying or physical abuse that year. Korea's youth suicide rate has gone up from 50% in the past 10 years, from 6.4 to 9.6 per every 100,000 people. In fact, suicide is one of the most common causes of death for Koreans between the age 15 and 24. There's so many examples of young students ending their life due to bullying. Back in 2011, there was a 15-year-old student from Daegu that ended up taking his own life after 2 years of bullying. He wrote a note saying that he had been beaten, robbed, and dragged around school with a cord around his neck. He also said that his bullies had planned on using water torture on him, but didn't end up doing it because it was too dangerous. That was the 14th suicide that was linked to bullying in Daegu alone in under 2 years. This is not the only problem that this generation faces, but it's a lot higher than it should be. But the stress of doing well in school, beauty standards, and bullying can just get too much. There's not a lot as fans that we can do, but there are still some things. Think before you post. If you have nothing nice to say, don't speak. Give compliments to your idols. Be nice. Don't expect your favorite group to be all friends at all times. I hope these issues start getting better, because as a victim of bullying myself, I know how horrible it can be. I am 21 years old, but I'm still affected 10 years later. Let's be nice to each other. Thank you guys for watching this video. I know it was a very serious topic and it was really heavy, but I want to put more focus on the dark side of K-pop. So this is a new series of mine, my third one. So comment down below what issue in the K-pop industry you think I should talk about next time. Once again, thank you for watching. Stay happy, stay safe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.